TV has glamorized law enforcement's investigative sciences. But did you know that many of these TV shows were inspired by one of the most accomplished agencies from right here in Arizona? That's right, the Department of Public Safety has pioneered the way with their prestigious crime laboratory.
I don't think sometimes the people of Arizona recognize the level of quality that exists here at the DPS Crime Laboratory. And we're well recognized around the country for the excellence of the people that work here.
The criminalist profession is very specialized. Like police officers, these DPS civilian employees have passed rigorous background checks. They are entrusted to handle and analyze a wide array of evidence. Many of these skilled civilians have advanced educational backgrounds, including PhDs. They have published articles in accredited, peer-reviewed journals and have received awards of recognition. But most of all, they help catch the bad guys. Threats to the public's safety, such as impaired drivers, are one of the staples that the Crime Lab regularly provides expert testimony for in court. DPS specialists check and maintain the Intoxilizer 8000 in order to provide the accurate test results needed for DUI prosecution. Often, impaired drivers are under the influence of more than just alcohol. The DPS Toxicology Unit provides law enforcement agencies from all over the state of Arizona with the latest in tox screening techniques, including several specialized techniques developed within its own crime lab.
In the DUI toxicology arena, we sometimes see individuals with 4 or 5 or even 6 different drugs in their system. And we support the DRE program, the Drug Recognition Expert Program, by providing the analysis to support their observation of impairment out in the field. And I think sometimes they're surprised. They'll get an indication of CNS depressants and marijuana use, and we'll give them back a report that's got 5 different drugs in it.
The DPS Crime Lab uses a variety of techniques in order to visualize a fingerprint. Fingerprints can then be compared to a suspect or searched through the statewide or national databases to develop suspects. The Crime Lab has another impressive and extremely accurate tool to help solve crimes. DPS scientists are some of the nation's premier experts when it comes to DNA analysis. In the 1980s, the Crime Lab worked with the FBI and helped create the groundbreaking original DNA extraction techniques. Plus, DPS is one of 6 labs in the nation that can test every type of DNA, including mitochondrial.
We've gone from the ability to handle, initially we would need a blood stain about the size of a quarter, and now we're down to just a few cells.
The Crime Lab works with many governmental and police agencies in and outside the state of Arizona.
We've had cases where we've had gone out and actually assisted at shooting scenes where there were running gun battles coming up through the Indian reservation along the border and coming up into Pima and Pinal counties. These have been very involved, a lot of evidence to look at to try to tie the various drug groups and cartels together.
And the demand for DNA analysis is growing exponentially.
Originally it started with high-profile cases, homicides, and sex assaults exclusively, but now we get so much demand for property crimes because the amount of DNA required to get a profile is so small.
One recent case the lab spent hundreds of hours investigating was evidence related to the baseline killer. The DPS Crime Lab's DNA findings helped convict Mark Godot.
And it's very satisfying as a scientist to feel like that the job that you've done, the time and effort you put into it, has really paid off.
The prominent DPS Crime Lab goes beyond analyzing evidence. Their history of success and specialized knowledge help train others, like police officers, county and state attorneys, for future investigative and judicial cases. The members of the Arizona Highway Patrol Association are very proud of the civilians in the Crime Lab. Their composure, experience, education on how to process crime scenes, and evidence presentations help protect innocent Arizona citizens. Thank you for viewing this video. We invite you to take a tour of the lab and other units within the Department of Public Safety. Together, we are DPS.